The Miami Dolphins entered the 2024 season with high expectations, fueled by 2 consecutive playoff appearances and an explosive offense under head coach Mike McDaniel. The front office showed full confidence in quarterback Tua Tagovailoa by giving him a lucrative contract extension, solidifying him as the franchise's long-term leader. However, the season quickly spiraled into disappointment as Miami failed to meet its lofty goals, finishing with an 8-9 record and missing the playoffs. The campaign was marred by injuries, inconsistent performances, and crucial roster shortcomings, most notably at the quarterback position. Despite boasting one of the most talented rosters in the NFL, the Dolphins once again fell short when it mattered most, raising serious concerns about their ability to compete in the stacked AFC. One of the most glaring issues throughout the season was the health of Tua Tagovailoa. While he remained one of the league's most efficient passers when on the field, his durability concerns resurfaced yet again. The Dolphins made a questionable decision by entering the season without a reliable backup quarterback, a gamble that proved costly. When Tua suffered another concussion and was forced to miss 4 games, Miami's offense completely collapsed. The team lost all 4 matchups without him, scoring the fewest points in the league during that stretch. The lack of a competent backup exposed a major flaw in Miami's roster construction, leading to an offense that went from one of the most feared in the league to completely lifeless. Without their leader under center, the Dolphins became one-dimensional, struggling to move the ball and sustain drives. While the offense crumbled without Tua, Miami's defense emerged as the team's saving grace, ranking as the 4th best unit in the NFL by allowing just 314 yards per game. Led by veteran stars like Jalen Ramsey, Javon Holland, and Calais Campbell, the Dolphins' defense kept the team competitive in many games, often bailing out an offense that could not find consistency. The defensive line generated consistent pressure, the secondary locked down opposing passing attacks, and the unit played with a level of intensity that was often missing from the offense. However, even an elite defense could not compensate for the offensive shortcomings, as the Dolphins fell apart late in the season and saw their playoff hopes evaporate. As the team heads into the 2025 offseason, major questions surround the franchise. The AFC East remains one of the most difficult divisions in football, with the Buffalo Bills continuing their dominance, having won the division 5 straight years. The New York Jets, despite their inconsistencies, remain a dangerous team with a formidable defense and a healthy Aaron Rodgers expected to return. The New England Patriots, while in a rebuilding phase, are never a team to be taken lightly. Miami must find a way to address its weaknesses and reestablish itself as a legitimate contender, or it risks falling further behind in an increasingly competitive conference. One of the most significant offseason storylines involves the future of pass rusher Bradley Chubb. Miami acquired Chubb in a blockbuster 2022 trade with the Denver Broncos and immediately rewarded him with a 5-year, $110 million contract extension. The move was intended to solidify Miami's pass rush for years to come, and Chubb delivered in 2023 with a dominant season, recording 72 tackles, 11 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Unfortunately, his momentum was derailed when he suffered a torn ACL late in the season, forcing him to miss the entire 2024 campaign. Now, with Miami facing serious salary cap constraints, trade rumors have begun to swirl. According to reports, the Dolphins are considering trading Chubb to free up cap space. Bleacher Report has suggested that Miami could send him to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for a 7th-round draft pick. On the surface, this might seem like a low return for a player of Chubb's caliber, but the move would be driven by financial necessity rather than talent evaluation. The Dolphins need to create financial flexibility, and moving Chubb's contract off the books would provide significant relief. If the deal happens, it would likely take place in June to maximize the cap savings. Green Bay, meanwhile, would be taking a calculated risk, betting that Chubb can return to his Pro Bowl form after a full season of recovery. If healthy, he could provide a major boost to their pass rush. Another major storyline heading into the offseason is the future of wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Following the team's collapse and failure to reach the playoffs, Hill expressed frustration with Miami's performance and even hinted at potentially wanting a trade. His comments sent shockwaves through the organization and raised concerns about his long-term commitment to the team. However, in the weeks that followed, Hill walked back his remarks, publicly apologizing to Tua Tagovailoa and reaffirming his dedication to the Dolphins. His apology was a significant moment, as it helped mend any perceived rift within the locker room. Hill remains one of the most electrifying playmakers in the NFL, and keeping him happy will be a top priority for Miami moving forward. His presence alongside Jalen Waddle gives the Dolphins one of the most dynamic receiving duos in the league, but they must ensure that the offense is built to maximize their strengths.